Welcome back to our podcast where we talk about all things. It's giving beauty,
fashion,
pop culture, and a lot of kiki. I'm your pop culture baddie.
and your fashionable Scorpio.
So join us, Mommy Tiff,
And Chan.
as we get feminine chaotic.
What?
It's the name of the podcast, Feminine Chaos, duh.
Oh, I see what you did there. Hi, lovers. I'm Chan.
And I'm Tiff.
And this is the Feminine Chaos Podcast.
You know, I don't know if y'all follow Chandler C. Carter on the Instagrams or Chandelicia on the Tiki of the Talks, but it seemed like you had a very eventful career week.
I did. So first and foremost, the week has been weeking.
Okay.
Secondly, I am now the new social and digital strategist for the Creative Collective,
Period.
NYC.
Period.
I do have a day job as well, but this is work that I'm super excited to be a part of. Super excited to work with the people that I do and just be in a role where I get to champion Black and Brown creatives, which means a lot to me.
Yes.
We had our first annual Creative Class Awards on Wednesday, which I was happy to be there grabbing content for the girls.
Yes.
Okay. And I was in there very much with my phone, interviewing people. And this is not sponsored, but one day it will be. I was wearing Hanifa, bitch.
Period.
In the color chartreuse, and I looked fucking phenomenal.
You looked so like those pictures, the way that like lime greenish yellow looked on your skin.
No, yeah, I looked too fucking good.
You looked very good.
Thank
You would have thought. You honestly would have thought Chandler was at a red carpet event, like how
I was. It was for Black and Brown creatives.
Right. It was a red carpet.
Put some respect
event.
on the name.
But you would have thought Chandler was the celebrity.
I was.
My bad.
They all came here for me.
Beyonce.
They came here for
my
me.
My bad.
Okay.
I know. Why I
Beyonce.
ain't about it if it was for you?
I don't have control over that.
Talk to my team. Talk to my team.
Talk to my manager. My management. You can reach out to my management. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
I'm freaking weak.
What's going on with your week, girl?
I had a little bit of a different week. No, you know, work is work. As Saj would say, work is work.
Work is work. We come here to do work. Don't need to worry about that.
Right. So Miss Minaj is in the studio because work is work. But needless to say, yeah.
Her tour just started, by the way, but go ahead. Sorry. Just have to add that in there.
I just know people gonna be in the comments talking about stuff. So y'all going to that concert? Anyways, let me discuss what happened to me this week. So, you know, I went to work. But outside of that, you know, y'all, I didn't get a period this month. And so...
Well, the month did just start.
Well, when I meant the month, I meant February.
Oh.
Anyways, but that's not the first...
Yuki.
That's not the first time that this has happened to me, though. Like, whenever I get really good with my birth control, you miss no days, do it at the same exact time, I just won't see a period. And I'm okay with that. But
I like to see a little blood.
I'm fucking weak. Anyways, but I started taking birth control last year during December, so I didn't think my body...
Virgin Mary. Virgin Tiffany.
I didn't think my body was finna snap back into, like, getting that medicine to work that quick. Anyways, but I also wasn't mad because I'll be very honest with you, I had 2 periods in January, so, like, fuck that. I already served my time as far as I'm concerned.
You had 2 periods in January?
In January, yes, because I think my body was getting adjusted to the birth control. So that's why I was like, well, clearly I've already served my time. Why do I need to get a period in February? So I just like jokingly mentioned it to my mother. And my mother's going to go, oh, but you need to take a pregnancy test. I was like...
I agree. I would have had you do the same.
My thing is... I remember that, like, my doctor had one time upped my birth control so much, she was like, you might not see a period. And she already just gave me that warning. So, that being said, that's why I wasn't... Yes, I'm on the pill. Okay. Sorry, I should have clarified what form of birth control that I'm on. I am on those daily pills that you pop out the pill pop.
I have real qualms with birth control. I haven't been on birth control in years, and I feel the best I've ever felt, but...
Well, that's why if I'm not having sex, I'm not going to be taking birth control. That just is what it is.
Are you telling the viewers you're sexually active?
My parents watch this. Anyway.
Girl, your mama knows that's why she handed you that pregnancy test. She knows.
Any fucking word. Daddy ignored this.
Yeah, I'm weak.
But anyways, I really was just like, if I'm pregnant, I really don't know how it could have happened.
Little Tiffany Juniors.
No, not for
Tiffany the second.
No, Tiffany the second.
Tiffany
is crazy.
the second.
No, but that will not be happening for a very long time. Okay, I'm a career woman.
I wish pregnancy over you.
That's crazy. I rebuke that energy. Cover me in the blood of Jesus with that one. Hell fucking no. Anyways, I like when I tell you I've been using protection. You would consider me abstinent the way I'm using protection.
Oh.
Exactly. So that being said, if I were,
we in drought season over here. Close your legs to married men.
Period. But when I tell y'all, I really would be like, I don't know how I could have gotten pregnant because I've been using condoms so diligently, taking my pill.
Maybe when Jesus said he was coming back, he's going to use your body as a vessel.
Absolutely the fuck not. God, I am not your strongest soldier. God, no, I could not. When I tell you I could not have a child right now, I could not.
Yeah, I don't know. Shout out Nara Smith, mother of 3.
Yeah, God bless her.
22 whole years old.
She went to pop out her 3rd?
Well, she is stepmother to 1. And she is about to pop out her 3rd, Lucky's 4th. Very much. We're older than her.
And she's 22.
She's 22. Because Lord knows I'm just a teenager with adult money.
Right. 21 with no kids. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, if you ask me, I personally still have not beat teen pregnancy because I'm a teen.
No, literally. I'm still a fucking teenager. I'm
still a fucking teen. But
I'm a teenager till I'm 30. Don't even play with me.
Let us know in the comments. Y'all like being mamas for real? Let's shake the room up. Let's shake it up, bitch.
Y'all ever been pregnant? Answer quickly.
Yeah, answer quickly.
No, I'm playing. Also, if there are mothers watching this, hey. How y'all doing?
Hey. Never felt that emotion.
No, one day I will be a mother. It just, y'all, it will not be today.
It'll be tomorrow. That's why mama handed her that pregnancy test.
Chandler,
it'll indeed be tomorrow.
Shut that up.
Why wouldn't you?
I just feel like wait, child. We are going so far. We're supposed to be getting into the podcast.
I understand, but I think the friend group would really benefit from having a baby in our midst.
You can do that then.
You know I don't be messing with men. How would that even happen?
Go over to a sperm donor.
Well, you needed 5. Oh, what did fucking Phaedra say? So he ejaculated in a cup so you can have a kid. Now check that. What you will know is that he needed $5 for a medium-sized pizza. So he ejaculated in a cup so you can have a kid. Now check that. Rehearsed, that's read. I do think that is rehearsed, but shout out Phony Faye. Oh Lord, not Ekisu.
Do y'all see how people are trying to match her up with CT off the Traders? I do not watch Traders.
I did see that. I'm so far behind on Traders.
We're talking about Phaedra, by the way, just in case anyone.
They know Phony Faye.
From Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I did. If y'all don't know, get off the podcast.
Unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe. Yeah. Don't listen anymore. But no, I have seen that. I'm so far behind, but honestly, TikTok spoiled the whole thing for me, so I don't even need to go back and watch anything. I hate that. But Phaedra played a phenomenal game. I'm
sure she did.
A phenomenal game. I said, "Ooh, okay, Phaedra, bitch, I'm scared of you."
All right. Well, we've been running our mouth.
But yeah, no, let's get into what's going on in the pop culture streets. Yes. Wendy Williams, girl, how you doing?
How you doing? Deaf to them all.
Ooh.
When she said that about Britney Spears' parents.
Dula Peep.
Oh my god, how many? I feel like I can reference so many Wendy Williams references because she's just so iconic. But if y'all don't know,
if you love Wendy Williams.
Is this the worst?
It is the worst.
Oh, this is the worst.
This is the worst.
But needless to say, we kind of talked about it on last week's episode very briefly during our pop culture roundup. But Wendy Williams was recently diagnosed with aphasia and frontotemporal dementia. And this was announced basically through Lifetime's new docuseries. And so they came out with literally, "Where's Wendy Williams?" which was like a huge trend on TikTok because after her show, you know, sis up and disappeared and people were looking for her. So today in this pop culture segment, I just really want to delve into, you know, this docuseries. We're just going to summarize some high topics that I took away from the series.
We're going to give you guys a high-level overview of what's really happening with Wendy Williams right now. Shout out to Corporate Aaron. We just really want to touch on those baseline points about her diagnosis. And just make sure that we're really putting this information in Q1 because it's very important that we talk about this before we move on to our necessary steps in Q2 and Q2.
Yes.
Yeah.
So needless to say, Wendy Williams is going through a lot medically. This does not include the fact that she also is no longer on air, which we all know is her life's work. Her passion is to speak to the people, whether that's through TV or radio. We also know that her mother recently passed. So Wendy's going through a lot. And on top of that, from leaving her show and taking some time to really get herself together, she is now placed under a guardianship. Well, last time I heard of a guardianship, aka or a conservatorship, was back when we heard about Britney Spears and her situation. Just to say, I had to go see if a guardianship and a conservatorship were the same, which they are. But needless to say, how she even got wrapped up in it is very confusing to her fans and her family, even to her team. So essentially, Wells Fargo, which is where a lot of Wendy Williams' money is held in, basically felt as though that Wendy Williams was being taken advantage of by somebody in her family financially. So
they're alleging or believing that it's her son because he was racking up 6 figures in charges on Uber Eats, online orders, just like his ridiculous rent. Shit. Yeah.
But also too, we have to understand that Wendy Williams is a celebrity, and celebrities spend a lot of money, especially on their children. So anyways, just putting this all into context, needless to say, because she's under a guardianship, she does not have access to her money. And if she tries to leave New York, which is where she lives, she has to let the guardian know. Anything that she tries to do, she has to get the approval of the guardian. Now, the guardian has been revealed. We're not going to be talking about that today. We're really just going to focus on Wendy Williams in the state that she is currently in. So who basically works with Wendy on a day-to-day basis is her manager. He's the one who really takes care of her, even though the guardian technically is supposed to make sure you are and your well-being is also safe, but it really falls onto the lap of Will Selby and her publicist, John Zanotti, that came on during 2021. And so we'll see throughout this series that basically they're the ones primarily taking care of her, trying to, ensure her getting back onto TV, into a podcast, whatever the case may be. Now, Will, he is very adamant about keeping alcohol away from Wendy Williams. So Wendy Williams historically has had some drinking issues.
Alcoholism.
Well,
they did say this is how some of her medical issues were triggered because of her alcoholism starting due to her marital issues with her husband or ex-husband now.
Right. It's just really hard to watch Wendy because you could tell she's in a different state of mind. And you could definitely tell that alcohol has a lock on her in a way that, like, it's crazy to see who she was on the TV screen versus how she is in this documentary. That's what I will say. It's very sad. Needless to say, her manager, Will, he's really trying to get Wendy back onto some form of entertaining the world. So he wants to have her on a podcast. And so meanwhile, her publicist, Zanotti, really wants her to be back on TV. And so throughout the series, we see how they both attempt to get Wendy back to working, whereas her family, this is something that we have to very much understand, her family does not want her working at all. They want her to get to a state of sobriety and for her health to be at the best that it can be before she goes back to working or really anything that she wants to do. Prior to her being under this guardianship, her son is really who was her power of attorney, her primary care worker. So she was spending a lot of time in Miami. That's where he is, and that's where a lot of Wendy Williams' family is as well. And they really got her to a great place right when she had immediately left her show. She wasn't drinking. She was eating very well. But when she came back up to New York because the show wanted her back up, things seemed to slip through the cracks. And so, needless to say, we see throughout this docuseries like moments of Wendy getting really snappy with her team and with the production of Lifetime. And so it's just kind of sad because you see her snap and then you see her apologize for it later. And it almost makes me wonder how much her health issues and everything that she's dealing with really shapes her and her mindset. I feel like she's kind of at a point where she doesn't really know who to trust, but also too she's kind of careless with it in a way of like, well, this is my life now, and she's just like, her primary goal is to get back on TV regardless. But as a fan of hers and someone who's watched her for years, someone who grew up watching her, it's very sad to see her in this state. And towards the end of the docuseries, she actually is put into like a medical center to just get her to a healthier state. And so at the end of it, we really get to hear more of her family's perspective. And apparently her sister was actually originally asked to be her guardian. And her sister found out that if you become a guardian, you have to go through like classes, different types of training. Her sister was down to do that. And her guardianship is going to be up in this year of 2024. So she's hoping that possibly the court will, you know, assign it to either her or, you know, most likely somebody in the family, because Wendy, they personally feel like was in the best form of care and the healthiest version of herself when she was with her family.
I don't think Wendy should be on TV at all, at least not for right now, in the state that she's in. Right. I don't even think they should have really been filming her with the documentary as of right now.
Yeah.
I think they could have done it a little bit differently, because watching her in that state, I was like, they 100% should not have her on TV right now.
Yeah.
Because it's very evident she's going through extreme medical issues.
Yeah.
I think this documentary should have been handled a little bit better in the sense of they should have talked about her legacy, her career, and then talked about what she was going through. Yeah. But the way they had that camera in her face when she was talking to Black China and she was talking to her assistant, and I was like, she's very clearly not in her right state of mind. So it's like, who on her team is signing off on this?
Yeah.
And that's the sad part. Alcoholism is very major in the Black community. Yeah. And a lot of people suffer from that. So it is very sad to see someone who is pop culture. Yeah. And has in, I think Wendy Williams is very major, not only in the Black community, but just in the entertainment industry.
She's really why a lot of people have, outside of like Ellen and Oprah, I feel like she's really a huge reason why people have their own platforms and their own TV
Agreed,
shows.
100%. She also got people started. Like Charlamagne's first job was on Wendy Williams' show.
We have a live studio audience, Mr. Ace.
Ace finna get put out. Bye, Ace. Sorry. But I will say, I think that what the fuck I was saying.
Okay, that's okay. We can move on.
Yeah. But I just don't. I think they fully should not have had her on TV in that state.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's sad.
Yeah, because it was painful to watch. I will say,
and I can't. Well, and before you finish your piece, I can believe that, you know, a lot of people are believing that there are people in her camp and in her team that are taking advantage of her.
I can
believe that.
I can see that.
Having her on TV in that state, I can 100% believe that. And especially she has no access to her money. Somebody signed off. This money's going to them for this little documentary that they did.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
Free Wendy.
It really. Thank you, because I was like,
free
it
Wendy.
Really is giving free Wendy Williams. For her publicist to set up that meeting with NBC Universal, and get her so excited like that, really upset me. That really upset me. You know, I just think, like her family feels, they need to get her to a state where she is healthy. I'm never saying that we will never see Wendy Williams on any form of entertainment, whether, you know,
well, with the dementia,
media.
We may not anymore. This may be the end of that.
And that's okay too.
Yeah, which is fine. The one thing I do hate about this entire situation is that her show, the IP, like is gone.
Yeah.
Like you cannot, some people have stuff saved, but I just hate the fact that we can't go back and watch that show. we just hope that people got shit saved on their laptops and at home, but I can't go to YouTube and access official show.
Like the way you can Ellen's?
Yeah, like, the way you can Ellen's. Like, it's not archived anywhere. It's just gone.
Wait, that's weird. Why is it not archived?
It's gone. The same way they took Westworld off of HBO or Max, whatever they're going by now. Unless you fully bought Westworld, it's gone. But you can't even buy the Wendy Williams show. It's gone. It's just like vanished. And that's the issue that a lot of people are having now with all these forms of media and all these streaming services. If the streaming service goes defunct or they decide to get up and delete it because they don't want to pay what's it called on it? Pay revenue on it. I mean, or pay royalties on it. Sorry, not revenue. Royalties. It's deleted. It's gone. And now some white CEO or white VP somewhere gets a say on stuff that you spent your entire life building. And it's just gone.
Yeah. It's a shame.
And you better hope somebody saved it all.
I'm hoping somebody saved it all. I'm sure there's tapes in the back room somewhere.
It's just
I'm hoping NBC has it.
Like hours. But they won't release that though.
We'll have to see. But needless to say, is there anything else we want to discuss about Wendy Williams?
No, it's just sad.
Yeah.
Praying for her. Praying she gets the care that she needs.
Yeah.
Also, having the wrong people in your crew will really...
Yeah.
That's the situation in itself.
Her niece, Alex Finney, who also is in broadcast and like looks at Wendy like a mentor. She really, I feel like, was the person who kind of brought to the light to the Lifetime docuseries of like, she doesn't trust Wendy's publicist. She doesn't really trust anyone on her team. And her son also showed that as well. Both of them really kind of, I feel like, helped the inside of like, well, no, Wendy really should not be working right now.
Right, exactly.
And I think
like
that
it shouldn't
was
even be on TV either.
Right. And so I will say, even though Lifetime put this out, and I fully don't feel like they should have been in her face, like Chandler said, the way that they did, I'm glad that we did get an update on her and her well-being, and also to get to hear that her family's side of the story. But also, too, I didn't know Wendy Williams was in a guardianship. So I'm glad that that came out. Also, too, even though the Black China scene was very hard to watch, it was very nice to see Black China and hers relationship and how vulnerable.
Because Tokyo Tony is... Oof.
Yes. Black China has been through a lot.
Yes.
As well. And so, like, literally in the docuseries, she said that she looks at Wendy as like a maternal mother figure. So that was very nice to see. And to also just see like a celebrity, somebody who, is on the same like social status as Wendy, come and check on her.
Yeah.
Where are all these celebrities now? Where are they all now?
At the crib.
And Wendy said
not
she
giving
is
a
so
damn.
lonely.
Yeah.
Nobody's checking on her.
I can believe that.
But that makes me so sad.
No, 100%. But I can believe that.
Needless to say, praying for Wendy Williams, praying for her healing, praying that her family is able to get back more into her life, because it seems like she really was her best version of herself when her and her family were connected. Now we're gonna go ahead and get into the Love is Blind. Girl, have you been keeping up with this season?
I am caught up.
Okay.
I am caught up. And to me, love is not blind. But we knew that. My love needs to see.
Why does your love need to see?
If I'm not attracted to you, it's not gonna work. I'm sorry. That's a non-negotiable for me. I do.
Was you Clay in the and Jimmy in the pods?
Just might be.
Tell me what you look like. You got a fat ass and big lips. Ooh.
Because I have a fat ass and big lips.
You want to see now?
Yeah.
Do you look like Megan Fox?
No, and neither does she.
Listen, I just want to say the way y'all are dragging Chelsea for the comment about Megan Fox, I understand the perspective. I can see the resemblance. I can see the resemblance. Now, I don't think she should have told Jimmy that, because when he got
the way he was in the pods, it was like, I got just pulled me a bad bitch. I pulled me a bad bitch.
I think Chelsea truly is a beautiful girl, but her and Megan Fox are just two completely different. Like, she has aspects about her that I feel like do teeter on the line of Megan Fox, but they're just two completely different women.
A couple of features. That girl do not look like Megan Fox.
And I think that she is beautiful and does not have to look like Megan Fox, but the way that some of y'all are acting online is very ugly. And I just want to say that. Y'all don't have to sit here and belittle her, because that's ugly. But anyways, let's talk about AD and Clay.
I have a lot of thoughts.
Because this is the one black couple that has made it thus far.
I have a lot of thoughts. I think Clay is currently prepping AD for the inevitable at this point. Him cheating on her.
So
cheating is not fucking genetic. You just need to do what the fuck you need to do.
He's hereditary.
Swearing up and down. He was like, I don't want to cheat. I don't want to cheat. I don't know if I'm good enough for you. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to cheat. And if a man looks you in your face and it is a topic of conversation often, how he's scared he's going to cheat on you or how he thinks he's not good enough for you, believe him and leave.
Also, too, okay, and this is what I will say. Clay and a lot of the other men on this season are not ready to get married.
Not at all.
Because really what Clay is dealing with is an insecurity that is what his parents dealt with, and he's internalizing it himself. I truthfully believe Clay is a very nice man.
He needs therapy.
But he needs therapy.
He needs, in a couple years of it.
Before he gets married.
I agree. Because I do believe, I believe he likes AD now, but in the beginning, it was very questionable to me,
like
because
in the pods or right when they got out.
When they first looked at each other, because he just kept sexualizing her and kept talking about her body. Yeah. Where it's like, yes, we know AD got a fat ass.
Right.
But we know the body looks good, but he just kept harping on that, where it's just kind of like, okay, Clay, we get it. She got a fat ass, we get it.
Let's talk about that, because so was everybody else. It wasn't just Clay, it was Jimmy, and it was literally
and that was weird. The over-sexualization of black women.
But thank you. Because I want to talk about it just briefly, okay? The Jezebel of it all. Ooh. Black women. And this is... We've had this conversation on this podcast, y'all. But black women are such an object in today's society and still so demonly sexualized that I need there to be a relearning of black women in visual culture. A class I took at Howard University, okay? HU. You know. Okay.
But a lot of people, and this is another conversation, but this goes hand in hand, and we're not gonna get into it today because I really got a piece to say. Right. But a lot of people do not see black women as valuable unless you have attractive features or things about you that make you attractive or make you desirable.
Eurocentric features.
Not even Eurocentric, but just kind of like less because I want to say this in a way that black men treat you based off how attracted they are to you. Right. When it comes to black women. Yes. Especially if you are not light skinned.
Yes, I agree. But I think too, because yes, with your point, but I also think too, there still is this fetishization around Eurocentric feet. I deal with it on a daily basis. Absolutely. I literally talked about this on my TikTok. I said, "Mommy." And before Black History Month ends, hola, ¿cómo está? Another one of you little men ask me if I am of mixed breed. No, I'm weak. No, but of mixed
very much mulatto. Very much mulatto.
Of mixed race or where I am from. Just know you will be getting a history lesson on the transatlantic slave trade. Because don't fucking play with me. And I think it's beautiful that there are black people who... I think that it is beautiful that there are mixed people and there are black mixed people. But there are some black people that are not mixed that y'all keep trying to force upon them that they are this or that, and you need to fucking stop.
Because they just believe that. How could you be that pretty if you don't have no white, if you ain't got no Indian in you? You got good hair.
You got good hair. Wow.
Great hair.
Great.
No naps.
Wow.
No.
Soft curls.
Soft curls. No nigga naps. None.
Needless
She
to
don't
say,
have a kitchen.
we all have a kitchen. It's just, is it coarse?
You know what I'm talking about.
Or is it loose?
Is it coarse?
Anyways. But needless to say, someone who
4C baddies stand up.
it's the fist for me.
Black power.
Hey. But needless to say, as someone who lives in the Heights now, ooh, the way
they fully think Tiffany's Mexican. I'm sorry, not Mexican, Dominican. Sorry, that's what I started. Big Dominican.
Honestly, yeah, it's very much Dominican. And then when I tell them that I'm not Dominican, they then go further down the line, but it's never black.
You know what's crazy? You look black. You have black features.
What about me doesn't give nigga? No,
you heard it here first. She in here. She's saying the N-word, y'all. Clock her.
What? Let's be fucking for real. For once in our lives, I have very black features.
But you know, a lot of non-black people, it's hard. I realize it's hard for non-black people to clock that. These conversations
are happening with other black men that I'm dating. I should not be going on a date and the first thing you ask me, outside of what's your favorite color, is what are you mixed with? Why are we here? You want light-skinned babies? Out with it now. Out with it now.
They want pretty mixed babies.
Cause that's not why I'm here.
Pretty mixed
I'm gonna be
babies
very honest
with
with you.
loose hair.
Whoever I end up with, at this point, I want them to love me for me.
They don't want that placenta perm to wear off. That's why they gotta ask you what's in your genetics. Y'all know they be loving when them babies come out the womb and that hair be real soft and straight for about 7 business days. Literally 7 business days.
Yo,
then them naps start coming in.
I went on a date last weekend.
Placenta perm.
And we were like showing each other children photos. And I showed him the
children
picture.
Photos?
Baby photos.
Yeah.
Both, honestly. But so if y'all know what I would look like as a child, I look nothing like I look like now. One, because I bleach my hair. So I'm going to be bleaching my hair for the rest of my life. So I'm never going to look like what I look like as a young child. But you know, when you first come out, your features are very interesting, especially when it comes to the hair. You know, you got that little soft wave.
The placenta perm.
And he said,
I had one.
He looked at
my hair was real. My hair was very 1A when I came out the womb.
He looked at my baby photos and looked at me. He said, "That is not you."
I'm fucking weak.
I said, "Dad, you say I'm not a black baby?
I'm
very ugly. Very ugly." This man was also not black. So, like, don't clock me.
I also think it's disrespectful for black men to be like, "What do you mix with?" But I think it's more disrespectful for non-black people to be like, What you got in you?
But nobody asked me that but black men or Latina men. White men don't ask me that. And I also think, too, there's a little bit of like...
You date white men?
I do.
Oh.
I date all men. Any fucking ways, I date all men.
This is for coloreds only. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm being out of line. I'm being out of line.
I want y'all to know.
No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that.
At this point, I'm gonna be with whoever I'm gonna be with. I grew up in a. I don't even want to say diverse. I grew up in a place where there were all different types of people.
Not me.
But
White.
I will not. Yeah, it gave majority white, but I still have access to different types of races. Needless to say, also to the way that things are looking, I'm gonna have to have more options than
no
one
freedom
race.
till we're equal. Damn right, I support it.
I've had enough of her today, so we're gonna move on and go back to Love Is Blind.
Yes, no, we got extremely off topic, but this is real shit.
Okay, Laura and Jeramey asked.
First and foremost, that joke they made at
the bean dip?
Yes, the bean dip joke. I did not fuck with that. First of all,
and
Laura,
we're talking about, again, sexualizing AD.
First of all, Laura, you shouldn't have made the joke. Jeramey, you shouldn't have repeated it.
Yeah. How did
Both
they
of
fuck
y'all
up
are
that bad?
wrong.
How did
Both
they
of y'all
fuck
were
up that
wrong.
bad?
Both of y'all were wrong. Like,
white and wrong.
We're making jokes about your man coming and basically assaulting me. The way
Clay sat up in his chair.
I'm gonna keep it real. Clay ain't pipe up enough for me.
Oh.
I think Clay
said, "Don't touch her." You don't remember that?
He did, but I think he was a little too calm in the beginning. It was too kiki kaka hee hee ha ha.
They were drinking too, so like he could have just not been on reactive.
No, he knew what the fuck was going on. I think let somebody's man talk about they want to bean dip me.
What you want your man to do? If you gonna be with a man, what you want him to do?
You need to handle that.
What's handle that, Chandler? Beat his ass.
A little more.
Beat his ass.
You just need to be stern, lay the law down. You should be leaving there uncomfortable. And like, but I also think AD didn't do enough with Laura either. Cause
she
now.
She didn't clock Laura though.
Nah, she didn't clock her enough for me. Cause Laura took it's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. Oh, we gonna fucking joke. Let's fucking joke.
But AD said, but it's not a joke.
But I think AD should have piped up a little bit more.
Again, they were drunk. I don't think anybody was trying to fight for real.
I don't think put hands on, but it should have been a...
No, I meant like argue.
One, I'm about to say what I'm about to say, and shut your mouth. Ooh. I don't give a fuck about if it's a joke or not. You don't need to repeat that. Ooh. You shouldn't even be saying anything like that. And then you're going to sit up in my face, kiki kaka, and this is what you saying behind closed doors? No.
It is weird that y'all are talking about AD behind closed doors.
Weird.
Let's talk about the Sarah Ann triangle with Laura and Jeramey.
Sarah is thirsty, and her and Jeramey were made for each other. Sarah,
I agree with that second part.
I think you bitches just want to be chose so bad, and it was very evident that Sarah Ann wanted to be chose so bad, and she was just kind of like...
Do you think Jeramey left the door open?
Yes, and he was wrong too. Oh, trust, we gonna get to his ass. But I think Sarah, like, just have respect for yourself as a woman, and have respect for yourself with other women. I just personally believe if you're cheating on me if you're cheating on somebody else with me, to be with me, that is a very clear sign of one, your character, and two, I'm next.
Y'all saw Brad Pitt. What? Anyways,
okay.
You know, if somebody cheats on somebody else to be with you, just know they're gonna cheat on you with somebody else.
You are literally next. But also, it's just, if I am with you and you don't have respect for other women, why would I even want to be with you? Forget you even potentially cheating on me. It's just the fact that you had no respect.
But some women ignore that. Again.
Not some. A lot of y'all.
And this is what I have, I don't like saying the word light skin, but this is something that I don't like about light skinned women.
Light skin.
They will sit there.
Light skin dudes.
Colorist ass men
and don't care because it doesn't apply to them.
And think that shit is cute. Like, oh my god, he thinks I'm attractive because of my lighter skin
and my hair,
my curly hair. Girl, if y'all children don't come out looking like you and they pull from the grandparents, y'all going to be very upset.
Okay,
but that's a conversation again for another day.
We're gonna get into that later.
How do you feel about the Kenneth and what's her name? God, it's the interracial couple.
Well, this is not the shade room. I want to let y'all know as I'm about to say what I'm about to say, but it is being alleged on a lot of social media platforms that Kenneth is of the persuasion. And for those that are not a part of the Black community and are unaware of what of the persuasion is, they're saying that man is a homosexual.
I hate when she says it like
he is a homosexual.
You say it like a racist white man.
They are saying that Kenneth is of the persuasion. He do like men's. They said his cousin got on Facebook and did say that. But regardless,
his cousin tried to out him.
Not tried, did.
I'm sorry. I don't like when. Okay, this is my thing. I understand that there is very much a reason for people to not be comfortable with down low men if you are a woman looking to date a heterosexual man. I don't think he's
down low. I think he was on TV for a come up.
I don't like outing folks. I don't like
100%, 100%.
And I don't appreciate that. People can have their suspicions, that's fine. But when there's a difference between having suspicions and being deliberately outing someone. And I feel like if that's the case, that's what his cousin did because he never said on that show.
Well, the way it seemed was that Kenneth, and I agree, like, you should not be outing people at all.
Yeah.
But the way it was stated, or the way I interpreted it, was that Kenneth was out and he came on the show for a come up.
That needs to be explicitly said to me because as the viewer.
But obviously, like, I think this is part of the issue with Love is Blind anyway.
It's not going to work. Get into the PR of it all.
It's not going to work anymore. It was only a season 1 thing because people came on and did not know what the show was gonna be, how it was gonna work, what was gonna happen.
Let's hold that. Y'all didn't know what the show was gonna be before you came on the motherfucking show. So you tell me you ain't do no motherfucking research. You bought a birthday gift to my motherfucking birthday party.
On season 1?
Not season 1.
I'm talking about season 1.
Okay, I'm talking about the motherfuckers on this show, Matt and Clay, talking about some.
But niggas came for some comeuppance. That's why they're here.
I understand that people come, but for you to sit there and get up on television and lie and say you didn't know why you were here, enough is enough. Enough is enough.
But that's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making. Y'all are here because you want a couple extra Instagram followers and maybe a brand deal or two so you can pay your rent for 1 or 2 months. That's why y'all are here. What I'm saying is season 6 of Love is Blind will never work anymore because it only will truly work off season 1.
It could work if they have...
No, because they're not vetting niggas enough.
But it's not even that they're not vetting. Okay, let's get into what I want to talk about specifically with Love is Blind now that we've gone through enough of the couples. Personally, I only think there's going to be one couple that actually gets married. Amy and...
Yes.
Yes.
Long hair.
Long hair, ginger man. I think they will marry. And they don't... I see a lot of people coming at him for, how he's expressed his knowledge surrounding birth control. So I just think we need to pipe down. Let's focus on the love piece. And clearly, I feel like that is the only healthy relationship.
Scared, but I do think I like them a lot.
Everybody could be a little bit nervous about marriage. Fuck, I'm gonna be
not marriage. He's scared about having a child,
and that's fair. I'm terrified. I'm terrified to have a child in this country. Okay. So, anyways, but. In terms of the Love is Blind and going into Chandler's point on why we don't think it really could work, this is the issue. It's the PR team and it's the editors. First and foremost.
And casting.
And casting. I don't know what the steps are for you to be casted. From my understanding and from what they say, allegedly on social media, is that Netflix will actually DM you or the people who are, the particular show.
Sometimes if they really see you and want you, they will DM you. But the majority of the time, because I've applied to be on Love Island as jokes and shit, but you do a formal application, you send in a video, why you want to be on the show, But for Love is Blind, they now call it Love is Blind casting, but for other dating show castings, they just tell you the description of the show, but don't tell you what the show is. That's why when niggas get on Too Hot to Handle, they be like, we're on Too Hot to Handle.
They're pissed.
Yes, and I don't know if they do that with Love is Blind, but I'm pretty sure Love is Blind casting is very much you're about to be on Love is Blind.
I don't know what the casting situation is, but let me just say this. Y'all need to be explicit that you are going to be on Love is Blind, because that is unacceptable for y'all to throw somebody into a marriage. Marriage is different than fucking somebody.
Y'all know the rules.
So, anyways, so I agree with you on that point. I also just want to know the editors of the show. As someone who's in storytelling and editing,
the ball has been dropped.
Not only has the ball been dropped, but y'all have created and demonized cast people. What's the word? Cast members? Thank you. Cast members. Cast people. Y'all, my brain not working today. I'm gonna fuck up a couple times. I apologize. But for y'all to sit there and demonize some of these people and make their storyline
Jimmy
be looking very different.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit of a Jimmy apologist. It's a little bit.
Very different than what is really going on. And this is the issue I have. If we're going to have a misconstrued story, we have to have a tight lip on these cast members.
Yep.
It cannot be... The cast members should not be allowed to discuss this show into reunion and post forward.
Yeah, and podcast. The NDA is not tight enough.
Thank you.
But that also means the budget's not big enough.
Ooh. There is absolutely no reason for these Love is Blind people going on a goddamn press tour on these podcasts and ruining the fucking end of the show. You can't even watch the damn show no more. On top of that, people snitching on other folks, talking about this is happening.
Well,
this
I'm
is
telling you,
what really happened.
Because
they had Matt walk out on. Now, I'm not a fan of Matthew, but they had him walk out on Sarah Ann. Sarah Ann went on her Instagram story and said, That was not the case. He never walked out on my date.
But
the
they're
way that
not
these editors,
on the show for love. They're on the show for some comeuppance.
I understand that, Chandler, but that does not excuse the internal team.
Absolutely. I also think,
Blind.
but that's reality TV. But I think if you're going to edit reality TV, like reality TV, they need to do a better job.
That's what
so
I'm
when
saying.
niggas get on there and start saying stuff, you need to start implementing the flashback.
The lack of transition of the interracial couple, crazy.
And the majority of shit this season has happened off camera. Why is the juicy shit happening off camera?
What did Chelsea bring up to Jimmy? And Jimmy was like,
when he told her off camera that he fucked his friend, and Chelsea brought it up on camera. Now she was wrong for that. That would have pissed me off, because if I have a moment with you off camera and I explicitly ask you not to repeat it because I want to be honest so you can trust me, and this is why y'all are turning me into a Jimmy apologist, and I fucking hate this for myself. And you get on camera and proceed to repeat what I told you in confidence, and then for you to sit there and be, you don't care. Now, the other issue with this is that Chelsea is insecure.
Okay, so
she is extremely, deeply insecure.
She's so insecure to the point where I'm not a psychologist.
It's manipulation.
Thank you. Because I don't see enough of y'all talking about
It's manipulation.
There's so many points when watching it. It pains me to watch their scenes. I want to fast forward, but then you lose so much of the plot. So it's like you can't do that. You have to painfully watch those scenes. Chelsea, and God bless her heart, I need you to understand this, Chelsea. You are a beautiful woman and you deserve to have anything that life has to offer you. But your insecurities have turned into true on manipulations for you to sit there and tell Jimmy he can't hang out with his friends. That's too much.
He was like, I was gone for an hour and a half. I was going to a birthday function. She was like, I don't want to be with somebody that goes out all the time. And she said, made up. Mackenzie said you were doing. First of all, who even is Mackenzie?
And then Jimmy clocking her is crazy.
Yes. And do you want me to take a step back? Do you want me to take a step back? I do. I'm not willing to do that. That nigga walked away.
No, he did. No, he checked her real quick, as he should, because for her to sit there and try to like lie to get him to tell her information. Yes. I don't like that. And that's where the manipulation part of it all comes in.
And I feel like you can really clock when niggas are lying. Jimmy was 100% telling the truth. He was like, I went out to go see my friend. I was driving a majority of the time. I was there probably max an hour, and I came back home. And I asked you if you wanted to go. You said no. Like, what's the fucking issue? Yeah. This show, I don't know. It's just kind of like, I see why you niggas are single. And unmarried. Yikes. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty
because like, while the dating pool sucks, seeing y'all fully act how you're acting on this show, it's like, clear.
This show made me not want to date even more. First, it was the Reese Tisa situation. I said,
And also, my thing is like, Southern white women, it is very easy to find a man and get married.
I'm dead. We were having this conversation
some of y'all
off camera
being unmarried at 30, it's just kind of like, how?
Well, this is what I will say.
And seeing Chelsea fully act how she's acting on this show,
it pains me. I just, you know, when you just want to jump into a TV screen and shake somebody.
Yes,
girl, you are beautiful. Please.
This
man already has told you 10 times today that he loves you. You're fine.
He's fully gonna get to the altar and say no. I think so. I think he's gonna say no. I am praying AD comes to her senses and says no. I think I don't even think Laura and Jeramey gonna make it to the altar. I think it's done. It's wraps for them.
It's wraps. Yeah, they do not fuck with each other on any form of level. And as she shouldn't.
But Laura's a fucking nut too. She's crazy as well. Jeramey did some fuck shit, but she's very insane.
The way that they have her looking in the show, because again, this is the thing. It's hard to even commentate on these shows because again, these shows demonize people so much, and I've noticed that in the past 2 seasons, which is why I can't even sit here and fully get mad at people or support people the way that I want to, because none of this all really comes out until the goddamn reunion. And then
if I went on a reality show, do you think they'd give me the villain edit?
I could see that because I can see that.
Cut the cameras. Okay, if I was on Real Housewives,
they could definitely give you the villain.
And
edit.
I was on like
because you're okay. So one thing about Chandler.
Oh, y'all, she finna eat me up.
No, I'm not. It's just brutally honest, like very loving person, but Chandler is very direct.
But what I will say,
a little harsh.
I'm not direct with everybody. Because I don't talk to, I truly don't talk to that many people.
Chandler don't do no fucking sugarcoat with my ass. She be like, listen, bitch.
Okay, hold on.
No, but I like that.
I was like, but you know, I don't be in your phone texting you like that.
No.
Yeah.
But I think because of the nature of our relationship, we be brutally honest with one another because of the fact that we love each other so much. Like, I beat a bitch up for you. Wouldn't even blink twice.
If you but why
like I get very, and maybe it's like the loyaltiness of who I am as a person. I get very upset when my friends are upset about something,
and this is why I purposefully either wait to tell Tiffany shit or don't repeat it at all. Like
there's so many times
I can only tell Tiffany once it's said and done. I can never call her and be like, "This shit just happened 2 hours ago." And then if I call her about a bitch I'm fucking with, and I'd be like, oh my God, she just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tiffany going off.
I'm like,
the next day, I'm fine. I'd be like, I'm about to go see my girl. And I'd be like, that's why I can't tell you. That's why I just be having to hold on to the information sometimes. So I just be like, because she'd be more mad than me. And I'd be like,
I do.
Okay.
I'm very nothing. It's okay.
It's okay.
I'm
you
very
know,
passionate.
a lot of my friends are like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people get...
We're protective.
Yes, very protective over me, which is like interesting. You are not the first person in my life that be like, y'all better chill off my bitch.
Right. So with that being said though.
But damn, the villain edit.
That's what I'm saying. Love is Blind really be villain editing folks. And I know that is the nature. Good villain. I know there is a nature of reality TV that does have to provide a storyline, but I think Love is Blind has lost all fucking control with the storylines.
I think if I were on any reality show, I would be.
What would you want to be on?
Oh, Housewives for sure.
We would eat up a housewife
for sure.
Me and Chandler wouldn't know how to work.
I'm coming for the center diamond, center peach, like 100%.
Oh, you would want to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta?
No.
Which? Okay,
I would
pick
be
a
on.
franchise.
If I could pick a franchise, I would pick Beverly Hills. I think I would come in as like a one. I think I'd be a fan favorite because I do believe myself to be an unpredictable person.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm unpredictable?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think niggas would be like, woo, like she kind of shaking up the show a little bit. I would 100% be on New York.
Yeah.
With a mix of the new and the old cast.
Yeah.
I don't like the women on Potomac, so if Potomac does a reroute, I'd be on there. I'd be on Potomac with Kiarna, who's new, I like her.
Okay.
Candace, 100%. Wendy, Karen.
The girl
I want to say Giselle so I could eat her up one good time. And Ashley so I could bop her real quick. Fuck Robin. We don't need her on the show. Mia, you're declassing the show. We don't need you. Bravo coming to pick me up.
They need to get to where they
Bravo
need
coming to pick me up.
Good Lord.
No, but I 100%. I think Housewives. I feel like I'd get a couple villain edits because I'm aware of sometimes I say shit or how I present. I'm 100% aware of that. Mm-hmm. But I just think niggas will fuck with me.
Okay, and no one's gonna see. Okay, which one would you guess that I would want to be on? I'm about to shock the world with this one. If you guess it,
would you be on Salt Lake?
I thought about Salt Lake.
Miami.
I don't watch Miami.
Okay.
You think I would fit good on Miami?
I think so. I like Miami.
Okay, I need to watch Miami.
I think because I feel like you're like hot like them, like very spicy, like quick at the mouth, very like. Yes. Bitch, because I feel like you need to be on a cast that get active.
Yes.
Like I don't think you could be on you couldn't be on New York. They don't get active enough.
Yes.
That's why I want to be on an active show. I want to be like, well, she said that you said that she was poor as fuck. Okay. What do you have to say about that?
I personally, and I'm about to shake the fucking room with this one. I would be on New Jersey. Now.
Oh no, I see that. Okay, but I'm not as well versed in New Jersey.
Okay, see, I grew up watching New Jersey, and like
you giving Teresa?
Oh, Team Teresa or Team Melissa?
That's it. Are you giving Teresa? Like, would you come on the show and be like, "Bitch, I'm shaking the fucking table. I'm screaming and yelling."
Teresa is a literal staple.
Absolutely.
The face of, honestly, I would put Teresa up there on the Mount Rushmore of Bravo.
Okay, yes.
Nene, Teresa for sure.
Yes, 100%.
But I personally, I really want to see a black, and I mean black woman on Jersey so bad. So bad. I love the New Jersey franchise so bad because it's so family oriented in a way.
It is. That's a family show.
That is like, you're not just
show.
Getting a housewife show, you're also getting like a family show.
Good Italian drama.
Good fucking New Jersey Italian drama. Listen.
And if y'all have lived in Jersey or New York, that Italian shit be run deep.
Right. Okay. Deep. Honestly, I want to be friends with some of the mob wives. That's a different.
You would be on Mob Wives?
I would be on Mob Wives.
I can see that.
I just don't want to be with no criminal. That's the issue.
I could really see that. But do you think? Because I feel like there's obviously levels to TV shows. You have the bottom of the barrel baddies. Then you have mid-tier reality shows, which I would call like, I think like Love is Blind is like a mid-tier.
I could be on a Summer House.
Summer House is mid-tier.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be on Summer House. I feel it's a little too low budget for me, but I do enjoy watching it.
I love a Summer House.
But then you have the god tier reality shows, like top of the top. The Bachelor is god tier. Well, you can't be on that because it's a family show.
That's true.
But
in terms of like level,
like Housewives, that's god tier reality TV because everybody knows
what the Housewives.
Everybody watches that. I feel like that's respectable reality TV where you sit there and be like, I'm on a reality show. What do you want? I'm a housewife. You'd be like, okay.
Right?
Or you'd be like, I'm on a reality show. What do you want? I'm on Baddies. Okay. Like, ew, bitch, you're on fucking Baddies?
Honestly, if Bravo called me, now obviously it's be many moons later.
Oh, I'd be on Sweet Life. If they brought Sweet Life back, yeah.
Oh, yeah, today.
Yes,
I'd be on... If Issa Rae brought back Sweet Life.
If she did Sweet Life New York and she tapped me, it's up.
It's
so up.
No, it's so fucking up because
it's up.
As a creative, I would thrive.
Yes.
Thrive on that.
They need, Sweet Life was good.
They need a Betches representative.
Bitch, Issa, you know who to call.
Honestly, Issa, I need you to get somebody from Complex, get somebody from Betches, get somebody from what other big media company?
CultureCon.
Yes, CCNY. Okay, that would be so.
I would eat. Because also, it's just kind of like,
so
that is such a lane that people were also missing with reality TV. 25 to 31.
Getting creative.
They were up, but they weren't like rich. They were just living their lives.
They were like in their rise to start.
And it was respectable black reality TV. It wasn't like... It wasn't no Zeus. Like, it was very, like, the budget was good.
They also had their shit together.
Yes,
a lot of them
were
entrepreneurs, like, established businesses.
Yep. But no, outside of Sweet Life, if I get the housewife call, I could be fully, like, I don't care. I could be at the top of my career and I would sit in that chair.
If New Jersey called me and, like, when I get married, I would do it.
Yes.
I would do it. Because I need to get that feel of a black woman. Because I feel like, in a very
if New York called, would you do it? No, I'm saying like in your 30s.
I would have to see how the other cast is. I think because I'm not in love with the past season's cast, but also too, like, we have to see them live some more life on the TV screen. But like, if New Jersey called me, I feel like Italian women and black women think very similar.
I'm weak
in terms of like how they deal with fucking men. Yeah. And also to how they handle their business.
Yes.
So it's like I know I could have genuine ass girlfriends.
You think you'd have good allies? Because I also feel like that is the unspoken thing about Real Housewives, is that if they don't fuck with you, it's hard. That's why Candace, I'm a Candace stan, but it'll always be hard for Candace until more people are in her corner. Yeah. And just being like,
She needs somebody to stand behind her the same way that people have stood behind Ashley.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Forehead.
God bless our hearts. I would definitely do that New Jersey call. I would definitely do that.
They could call me for any franchise except Atlanta, and I would be on it. The only reason I wouldn't be on Atlanta, I feel like Atlanta's really hard to live up to.
Yes.
Also,
yes.
While I am quick, I don't know if I'm
That quick?
Atlanta quick. That shit, that's like a different level of shade where it's almost like, damn, bitch, did you even catch that? And I don't know.
The wittiness is at a different
Yeah, you have
level.
to be there. And I just feel like everybody can't deliver. And I wouldn't even want to set myself up for that.
And it's very hard to be iconic off of
coming off the backs of Nene.
Yes.
And Kenya
I don't
and
want
Portia
that
and
pressure.
Phaedra and Candy.
I don't want that
it's
pressure.
Too much pressure.
It's
too much pressure.
I don't want that pressure. Like, for me, because New Jersey I don't think they've ever had a black housewife. No.
But it's a family show.
It is a family show.
All of them are related.
But
Damn
they
near.
do need to break it up just a little bit.
We'll see how I'm not like as tapped in on New Jersey, but like obviously I'm deep in the franchise, but
yeah, but New Jersey definitely has loyal followers. But I think it would behoove them to add a black woman, just for the one time. But anyways, let's move on. We've been chatting.
So yes, let's get into our speed roundup, our hot one-liners and call-outs in pop culture. Rihanna performed for the first time in 8 years in India at the pre-wedding of the Ambani family. And y'all, they got bees for billions.
Yeah.
For them to pull our girl out of what I'm assuming is retirement.
Right. She hasn't solidified that, but it's giving that.
It's giving retirement, allegedly. She was performing.
She was
performing.
And for y'all commenting on her body, enough.
Beyonce has graced the cover of the CR fashion book, which is currently on Amazon and priced at, I think, $60.
That's not terrible.
It's a little hefty for a magazine, but support print media.
Right.
Raven Simone, because that is how she said her name is pronounced.
Oh, I
did
didn't
an
know that.
interview regarding the Cheetah Girls and told the people that she's quote unquote excited for the future and what's to come, believing the people that there is a Cheetah Girls reunion in the works.
That's a reach, but okay.
Well, the way she said it and the visual of it.
Those girls have been through a lot. I don't know if they're going to come back together for a movie.
I don't know. Maybe not a movie, but, something. And I just, would like to believe that is happening.
Raven's Home was already a stretch for Raven.
I didn't watch it.
I'm just saying, Raven has, talked about how much Disney has had a huge impact on her life. Mm-hmm. So
Disney kept the lights on.
Chandler, Raven kept Disney's lights on for years.
Yes, but they were definitely signing off on her checks.
Right. But I just want to say, Raven did carry Disney on her back.
She did. I didn't say that she didn't.
And she handed it over to Miley Cyrus. But that's a different conversation for a different day. That would be interesting considering the beef that they've shown in, interviews throughout the years. But hey.
Fun fact, also, Solange was originally supposed to be a Cheetah Girl, but could not due to a scheduling conflict.
It's
a scheduling conflict. So I just hate that we were robbed of what that could have been, but that's fine. BMF is back for a season 3. That's good TV, y'all.
Listen, did you see? So me and my dad were watching it, but the documentary of the real Black Mafia.
I gotta watch it.
So
he's
I didn't realize
he got approved for early release.
And y'all can call me stupid. I didn't realize who plays Meech.
That's his son.
Is his son. I did not know that until I watched the documentary. Girl, I ain't looked that far into the real government names of these characters.
I feel like everybody knew that.
I don't follow his career, so I didn't.
Well, not even okay. I guess I'll give you a little pass.
So that y'all can clock me as the pop culture baddie for that one, fine. But to see, because one thing that I took away from the documentary was that the real Meech, really the reason why he did everything he did, because he wanted to set the people up in his family around him to be able to do actual legal jobs and profit off of what the American dream is. So for his son to depict him and 50 Cent to put his son into acting classes,
yes,
to make
50
him
Cent
into
found
a celebrity,
yeah,
I fuck with that.
Yeah, no, I will say 50 Cent is crazy, but you must give credit where credit is due on the universe of shows he has built.
He's a genius.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, he's a genius.
There is not one show in the Power universe, and honestly, I'm just gonna put BMF in the Power universe as well.
Yeah.
all of them
have done well.
Not only have done well, they're good.
Yes,
they're good.
Right, they're not even just like a popularize of we're gonna support.
I'm a power stan.
They're not just like in the category of like I'm gonna just support it because 50 Cent made it. No. This is good television.
To the point that I wish I was actively and fully on Twitter when Power was in their prime.
Yeah,
because I 100% walking downstairs at like 10 p.m. probably on like I think like Friday nights. That's when Power used to come on, and my mom and dad fully used to be in that living room like this nigga is crazy. Like Power is actually so fucking good. If you have not watched Power, that you need to watch it.
Gander, but
I think Ghost is better.
Ghost is gonna be the best of all of them.
I think go. Ooh,
Amarius,
the writers.
He know how to.
The writers were in that room cooking with the finest of grease.
Right.
It is the Tariq show, and it is phenomenal.
But also too, 50 Cent, he just don't miss.
He don't miss.
He does not. He hasn't missed yet.
That's
what I will say.
And I don't think he will.
And I think he's done a very good job of bringing in Black celebrities in the hip hop industry and non-acting parts of the entertainment industry and making them good actors.
Yeah.
Making that Cash Doll, I would have never been like, I want to see Cash Doll act. Cash Doll is in there working her fucking ass off.
I'm telling you, and I'm not into the drug shows like that, but I am into Power and BMF. I'm locked in.
Well, I can't even lie, because I am a Narcos and a Griselda fan. You didn't like Narcos?
I couldn't get into it. It wasn't like, it's not my shtick.
Okay, that's fine.
But Griselda was good though. I think that they're good shows, but I don't personally enjoy them for real because that's not the type of show that I'm into.
Yeah.
But Power, I enjoyed that. And will continue to enjoy that motherfucking show.
Yeah.
And as our last call out for pop culture, Hunter Schafer was recently arrested for peacefully protesting for a free Palestine and a ceasefire. She is one of the few celebrities and actors and actresses to be vocal about this. And we commend your great work in activism.
Yeah.
And free Palestine.
It is free Palestine on this podcast. And also to anybody who has gone out of their way to speak up and, say how they feel about the genocide that's going on in this world.
Because call it what it is.
There is white supremacy all around you telling you in your face, gaslighting you. I have to commend you. So thank you for your work. It sickens me every day to wake up and see what we see that's going on in the world. I just it's so much to the point where I feel desensitized. But hey.
Well, we are, but
it almost feels like 2020 desensitized of this black person getting killed, this black person getting killed, this black.
Yes. Ceasefire now.
Yeah.
Free Palestine.
Yeah.
And
from the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
What negative comments have hurt the most, I guess?
The ones where they say, she did this for clout. This is not the way to get clout. Because you are literally opening up yourself, and again, you're being vulnerable. Those hurt. The ones that talk about the fact, and I know people have seen this, she does not look like what a VP would date. And it was a woman, it was a TikTok creator who was talking about my looks. And then there was a very famous personality that called me a big back, talking about my weight. And so it's things like that I'm like, Jesus, I can already admit I'm self-conscious, as a heavier woman. I feel like how I look should not dictate whether or not I deserve what I want. So that was disappointing, and it was hurtful, especially the one that was the more famous personality.
Okay, that was our viral clip of the week. If you guys were here last week, we talked all about Risa Tisa.
Yes.
Who the fuck did I marry?
Yes.
So Risa Tisa was was recently on the Tamron Hall show, as you just heard, talking about her situation, but we have a couple of updates for you. She is going to Paris and France, and Paris and London.
Yes.
And it's being sponsored by Delta Airlines.
Period.
And they are flying our good sister, Delta One.
Yeah.
Delta motherfucking One. And soon come, I will be in Delta One as well, but that's a different story.
I'm weak.
She also did talk to the older brother, who confirmed a couple things for her and updated a couple things about the story. Does not change anything major about the story, but he did call and confirm basically when the grandmother originally died, and a couple of other things that happened in Legion's childhood.
Yeah.
Legion's lying ass did some little interview with some low-level ass YouTuber and was still on there fully motherfucking lying. Talking about that.
If you have to look up and to the left, you're lying.
Yes.
That's a psychological thing, just for y'all to understand. If someone's speaking to you and you suspect that they're lying, look at their body language. Up and to the left, they're lying. They're going into the creativity part of their brain.
And also, he talked a lot about how he wanted to make sure that Risa was worthy of this $80,000 BMW he was going to give her, and that she needed to quote unquote work for it, and what was she doing to be quote unquote deserving of this. And it's just like, bitch, you're not my daddy. And two, you're in here fucking lying your broke ass.
If you sat there and you wanted to gift somebody something, it doesn't matter the value of it. If it's a gift, period.
He couldn't afford said gift. He couldn't afford anything.
But if he could, that's not an excuse to not, somebody's got to work for it. If you want to give somebody something, you give somebody something, period.
But we know he's lying, so I'm not even going to focus on that too much, because it's not about him. It was never about him. His lying ass, and he trying to get some come up off our girl, and I don't fuck with that. Now, Charlemagne and Jess Hilarious were on The Breakfast Club talking about Risa Tisa, so we're going to move into our second viral clip of the week. Take a look.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I hear a lot of big back behavior. Does she have a big back?
She do give Sheila that was driving up the mountain.
Okay.
What's your thing with big back?
No, I'm just saying, because in a situation like this, some of you big backs, y'all got to stop being so thirsty for a man. Big back belief isn't like everybody else's belief. Okay.
It don't matter how big her back is.
No,
it don't.
No, it does, because this is big back behavior.
Now that you guys have seen that, Charlemagne and Jess Hilarious are fully on this platform talking about this is quote unquote big backed activity, and this is Sheila from Why Did I Get Married activity. I want to talk less about the comments they made about Risa Tisa and more about, one, the need for the Breakfast Club in the media space. Is there still a need for it? And two, why are we even platforming and continuing to give a platform to somebody like Jess Hilarious, who is notoriously and widely known as transphobic, homophobic, and misogynistic?
Yeah, I agree. First of all, also too, just to hold Charlemagne accountable, as someone who's a mental health advocate, for you to sit here and use the terminology of big backed.
And I would also like to say, like,
so
the big back.
Is this why you had Monique as the donkey of the day?
Yeah, and I would also like to say, like, the big back jokes were funny for a couple days, but now it's fatphobic.
It was never funny to me personally. For y'all to sit here and try to validate her treatment and the way and her experience because of the fact that she's plus size, I just don't fuck with that. It's disrespectful. It's ugly. But also, it's not surprising coming from Jess Hilarious. My thing is, you are a quote-unquote mental health advocate, but sit here and belittle others based off of appearance, demographics, whatever the situation may be. You're not a mental health advocate, and I'm gonna clock it. Them giving Jess Hilarious the platform that she has made me personally, that's the main factor as to why I don't want to watch The Breakfast Club.
Agreed.
Because
she has issues
you're
with
coming from
everybody.
She's coming from a lens that wipes out my values, so I can't sit there and watch it.
I also think this would have been a great opportunity and a great time for The Breakfast Club to give this platform to a Black woman that really knew what she was doing.
Inclusive, a journalist.
Yes, and that's my whole point. Somebody that is in the world of broadcasting, in the world of journalism. There are so many Black women that would have elevated that show, that they could have gave that to, and we sat here and chose Jess Hilarious. This is the hill we want to die on. Like, one, Hilarious was never that, but two, it's just like, she is openly transphobic, openly homophobic, openly misogynistic, openly hates women. Like, and y'all want to sit up here and listen to her, not every week, but every morning.
Right.
Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. You want her on your radio?
I also just don't like that y'all would invite someone like that onto the platform, knowing that you interview trans people, that you interview gay, queer people.
Yeah.
Because now you're putting them into an uncomfortable space with somebody who does not give a fuck about them.
But I genuinely don't believe that they care. Tarte is back in the news.
Okay.
And apparently it's brand trip season. Now, this trip was originally postponed from a couple weeks ago, but they have sent the girls to Bora Bora. So first and foremost, they gathered up a couple of influencers, not a couple, a lot of influencers, flew them to LA for one night. In LA, they stayed in the Ritz-Carlton. Then they chartered multiple private jets, not one or two, but multiple. I fully want to say 4 or 5, and flew them. Flew them privately to Bora Bora, a 10-hour trip. We're now in Bora Bora. They're staying at the Four Seasons. They damn near rented out the entire resort. There are a lot of Black and brown girlies on it. So Tarte said, here, bitch, you always fucking ask her something here. There's quite a bit of them on the trip. I want to say almost half, because it's looking like a good majority of them. But brand trips were great. And I think they can be great if you do them correctly.
Okay.
But I think now, how do you feel about this massive display of wealth, especially coming from a brand like Tarte, doing things like this in the frame of which the economy certainly is right now? Because it's like, okay, we have the Topicals brand trip to Ghana, which truly, that was a trip in itself. And I think that was like beautiful, fabulous, great marketing. But then you have brands like Tarte that don't even market anymore. They only do brand trips.
Yeah.
But it's very evident that this had to be, I think they had to at least break $1 million. Private jets alone will cost you in the range of $100,000-$200,000. You got 4 of those. So now we already almost at $500,000 just on the jets. Everybody flew first class to LA. The Four Seasons in Bora Bora is not cheap. Everybody was gifted product. And I'm not saying Tarte doesn't have the money for this, but what's up with the brand trips? Like, should they still be prioritizing this? Is this something that you want to see more of? Do we want to see it from more of brands that are not Tarte? How do you feel about the whole thing?
I don't have an issue with it. And I don't have an issue with Tarte spending that kind of money on a brand trip because, one, they don't do paid collaborations with influencers throughout the year. Everything that they do is gifting, which is why their marketing budget is basically, allowed to put on these very extravagant, nice trips. Also, too, as someone who is an influencer, as someone who's in the content creation space, I understand the work that goes into social media and understand that your brain never turns off, and the hard work. You're creating a lot of content without getting paid. You're doing a lot of your job without getting paid. And the way of getting rewarded is through brand deals eventually, right? Or through free product eventually. And so because a lot of what these people do, these influencers do that are not a salaried nor benefit or insured type of job, I have no problem with them being wined and dined and put onto extravagant trips for their hard work. I have no issue with it whatsoever. Go ahead.
What I will say, I agree with your sentiment. I personally don't give a fuck because, I don't give my money to Tarte anyway. So what they do with their coin is what they do with their coin. But what I will say, if let's say we're using your reasoning of this is your way to be rewarded as an influencer, there are so many Black influencers that are doing extremely well that never get invited on brand trips,
right?
Because they're not enough black people in the room pitching them.
But that's beyond a Tarte issue.
No, that's not a Tarte issue.
Yeah.
That's just in general when it comes to the brand trips.
Yeah.
But is it tone deaf? I see both sides of it. Because we're fully in a time, in an era right now where people are struggling to buy groceries.
Oh yeah, I can't afford groceries.
And now you have people, and mind you, the same people get rewarded fully every time.
Well, I think what was nice that I saw about this Tarte brand trip was the people
And they
on
only
it.
did it because of the backlash. I feel like if we had not been on the ass, they wouldn't have done that.
And that's fine, because clearly our words matter. That's fine. I love holding brands accountable. And I personally, I haven't really outwardly talked about how I feel about brand trips, just because I've never outwardly talked about it in the space. Personally, I like to see influencers who don't have millions and millions of followers have these opportunities to be, applauded and celebrated for the work that they put in.
And that's what Topicals did.
And that is what Topicals did. And I think what's great about what Tarte did, based off of what I've been seeing, is I've seen a lot of influencers that aren't the ones that they typically bring onto these, beauty brand trips. I saw The Oddity. Shout out to Sophie. I used to work with Sophie on her YouTube channel. She used to be a client of mine. And she's a beautiful woman who I'm so excited to see that she has this opportunity to be on a trip like that. I'm excited to see Samantha Jo, another beautiful creator, someone who has showcased her vulnerability.
I saw her video first.
Plus size,
and she brought her mom too.
And she brought her mother. And as a Samantha Jo fan, I fuck with her and her mother, because her and her mother have always kept it fucking real. And also, too, Samantha Jo has always showed us her entire life and was like, yes, my life is a fucking mess and my apartment is flipped upside down. So let's get this bitch fucking clean back together. I like seeing these type of girls, not the straight up girls who are going to go to their social media and put you onto their newest lip combo, but the girls who know how to put on a face, but also have influence over the masses.
I just think, and I agree, but if you, from a brand perspective and from a business development perspective, why do we have to tell you to give a fuck about diversity? And that's my issue.
We shouldn't have to.
That's my issue with Tarte. It's less about you took the girls to Bora Bora because, if you invite me to Bora Bora, I'm gonna fucking go.
Yeah.
But it's more about the fact that why do we have to get up here and tell you to give a fuck about black creators? Why do we have to get up here and tell you to include black creators, black influencers, a diverse group of people?
Yeah.
And I think that's why I value brand trips like Topicals so much, because it's like you're giving a voice. Like, we didn't have to tell y'all to give a fuck about these smaller creators. So I don't know. I think the trip is cool.
I'm very excited to see a mid-tier,
like 150,000 followers.
Exactly, 300K, whatever.
Yeah, 300.
But, and I think what'll be great with this trip and with Tarte now is showcasing is that they can bring on these mid-tier influencers, and I hope to see that more. I would honestly love to see a brand trip of nano influencers and micro influencers, because I think
Shein did that. Shein did that brand trip where they invited everybody to China to go look in the fucking facilities and shit, but they invited a bunch of small creators, and I hated that because it's like, not the fact they invited small creators, but they made them take the fall for bitch, why are you going on a Shein brand trip? Because of all the issues that they have and how the unsustainability and whatnot. But
and the way they treat their employees.
Yes, the way they treat them. All right. Well, I guess congrats to the girl. The trip does look cool, so I'm
excited to see how everything plays out, especially coming from influencers that I actively watch.
Agreed. Okay. But anyway, let's get into some fashion fodder. So we have our quick fashion hits of the week. Sha'Carri Richardson is now the face of the Jacquemus Nike collab.
I fucking love
which I fucking love.
Yeah.
Sha'Carri Richardson also signed a major deal with Nike, which I want to say is worth $20 million. And y'all tried to take my girl down.
Y'all did.
And she said, fuck that. And I'm a Sha'Carri Richardson stan. Yeah, she deserves all the things.
Yeah.
And y'all wasn't finna take her down for smoking a little bit of weed. I smoke a little bit of weed. weed. You smoke a little bit of weed.
We all smoke
a little bit of weed.
And that's a drug that does not enhance you.
She's
so
not running
please.
faster because she's smoking no weed, okay?
She's running slow.
She's running slower, actually. Fashion legend Iris Apfel has passed. She was 102. She made great strides in fashion. May she forever rest in peace. She lived a life. And may her clothes forever live on. Zendaya, our good sister in Zendaya Coleman, has been eating on the Dune 2 press tour.
She has.
And this is exactly why she is the co-chair of the Met Gala.
Yep.
But La Roche did come out and say that he is of the stylists and of the girls that they buy pieces. They don't borrow.
Yeah.
They buy. And for you to be able to pull and buy some of the things that
and
you can pull and buy and keep that in your closet, but also have these brands have enough rapport with you to be like, yes,
you can keep it.
You can have this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The girls aren't doing it like that.
The girls are
anymore.
not. La Roche forever cemented in my personal fashion history, and the books will forever remember his name.
Yeah.
And will forever remember Zendaya's name because they are a duo that
iconic.
I hope they never break up. I don't think they ever will, but absolutely iconic. But it's now time for the Martini Club. Okay, and we are back with the Martini Club, where we read your submissions and we get your dating stories and we give unsolicited advice. So let's get into it. First and foremost, as you can see, my drink is already drank, but we are drinking Negronis topped off with champagne today. I got a little lazy in the booth. And I had to make what we have. So 1 part vermouth,
okay,
1 part vodka or gin, and another part Campari. And then I topped the tip off with a little bit of Prosecco. So,
and
cheers,
we will also put the recipe on the screen if you watch us on YouTube.
for the visual girlies.
Yes.
So let's get into this week's submission. She is from San Francisco, California. Her pronouns are she, her, and she's 24 years old and is currently casually dating. After my ex cheated on me and broke my heart, I was not looking for love, but still wanted companionship and sex. I had also just moved to a new city and I met a guy on Hinge and explicitly told him I'm only looking for a friend to have sex with and smoke weed with, and that I did not believe in love at the time. He was cool with it and everything was going fine for 2 to 3 weeks, and then one night we were having sex and this man asked me if I loved him. I did not. Yes. I did not reply. Then he proceeds to tell me that he loves me. I don't reply. Mind you, just in case you missed, this was 2 to 3 weeks after they started dealing with each other.
All right.
He tells me to say I love him. I don't reply, and we just finish up what we're doing and we go to sleep. The next morning, he's playing love songs, and I tell him to turn it off because love is not welcome in my home. Eventually, he leaves because I had to go to class, but then he gets in my phone, extremely mad and upset, saying that I don't treat him right. Mind you, I feed him, I fuck him, and then I listen to him bitch and moan, and all he gets to do is supply dick and weed. Okay. I remind him what I told him from the jump, that I was somebody that was not looking for love. He admits that I was right, but that I broke his heart anyway. So then I tell him that he broke his own heart by not listening to me, and that we shouldn't hang out anymore because clearly this is not working for you, after I was clear about what I wanted from the beginning. He, of course, does not like the fact that I told him that. So then he tells me he's a grown man and he can handle himself, and that he does not want to stop seeing me. I have no other friends in this new city that I'm in, and I particularly don't like feeling like I'm gaining a new body. So I say fuck it, and I proceed to continue to have sex with him. He's in charge of his own damn self, and we continue on. It was a bad idea because he only fell deeper and deeper in love with me, and I was trying to figure out what I was supposed to do, but then he started to become actually, I'm gonna skip that part.
Wait, why?
Because she said that he starts to become a Minuteman, which was horrific, which she attributes to him being in love with her. And so she cut him off again. He begged and pleaded for a second chance. But by this point, I was really just over it. Long story short, this carried on for way too long, months longer than what it should have. But she said the dick was good. But he did not know how to use it. So, am I the asshole? Was she wrong?
I mean, I think she was upfront with her intentions, but I think where she went wrong was after he expressed to her that he loved her,
yes,
and that he needed to take a step back. But then he came back and said, actually, he can handle it. You know that I know that we know that is not the truth. At that point, I personally would have just let him go on his merry way.
But love after 2 weeks, baby, this ain't Love Is Blind.
Even though Love Is Blind.
No, yeah, no, that was fully insane as well. But 2 weeks, you telling me you love me?
I don't think you love me. I think you might be infatuated. You might be infatuated with me, the concept of me, or maybe the sex is that good. Who knows? But to say you're in love with me, you don't even know my middle name, please.
Please. You don't even know my lore, my trauma, and you love me?
I don't believe in love at first sight, personally.
I believe in heavy attraction, or very much like I have a feeling in my chest that this person could be the one. Mm-hmm. But that is also extremely rare.
But that's solidified after time.
Everybody does not have an experience with that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I have to say about that.
I agree, 100%. One, he was wrong knowing that he is a lover boy and staying. Two, it's not your fault, but I think you should have clipped it when you were uncomfortable with the fact that he was telling you that he loved you.
Yeah, I would have stopped the sex right there.
But I do understand you being in this new city by yourself, not having a lot of friends, and who can I run to share this empty space and love?
Who can I run to?
So I understand.
When you don't need love.
Who can I run to?
Who can I run to?
Share this. Okay, but yeah. So yeah, that's where you need to run to. I get it. I feel it. I personally would have moved a little bit differently, but I don't think you were wrong.
Yeah. I partially think you were wrong, but I think you made your intentions clear. Well, and he was the one who broke his own heart.
Yes. And get your brains checked out. You niggas need to get your brains checked out.
There's women who full-heartedly do that as well.
Oh, and they need to get their brains examined as well. Lobotomies for everybody.
I'm fucking weak.
All of you. Lobotomies for all of you. Death to all of you. Oh. How you doing?
You get a lobotomy, you get a lobotomy, and you get a lobotomy. Well, girl, is that the end of the podcast?
That is the end of the podcast. We ran our mouths a lot today.
We did, and I'm going to hate myself during this editing. But hey, but it was good. It was entertaining. I feel like we had a lot of good convo.
We did. We had a lot of great convo. My favorite conversation was all things reality TV. Love Is Blind, and the colorism of it all.
Same.
The fat ass of it all. And as a bitch with a little derriere.
Oh.
Shake your derriere and
what
derriere.
What you got going on back there?
You know, it's just like, it's heavy.
Oh.
It's so heavy. So I understand. You know, just being a woman with a bigger tush.
Okay.
And some of you guys don't get it. And some of you guys have to pay for it.
Okay, Kim Kardashian.
But oh no, Kim paid for hers. Mine is homegrown.
I know, but your voice is very Kim Kardashian coded.
I'm cornbread, collard green fed.
Soul sister with a wagon.
The genetics are there.
Oh.
And if you know, you know. Some of you don't, but I do.
But I do.
I do.
Okay.
Tiffany knows. She knows I have a little wagon back here.
Mm-hmm. With that being said, y'all. Cheers, bitch.
Cheers, bitch.